Good day, viewers. Today we are going to look at the mention of East and West in the Quran. Let's go to Surah Al-Rahman, that's Surah 55, verse 17. And it reads, Rabbil Mashriqaini wa Rabbil Maghribaini. The Lord of two Easts and the Lord of two Wests. I never thought there were two Easts or two Wests until I read the Quran. If you examine carefully, you will see that indeed there are two Easts and two Wests. You see that the position from which the sun rises changes from time to time. Sometimes it goes to the left, a bit left, and sometimes a bit right. So, and the Creator is telling us there are two Easts and two Wests. Rabbil Mashriqaini wa Rabbil Maghribaini. That's Surah 55, verse 17. The other one is Walillahi Mashriqi wal Maghribi fa ainama tuwallu fashma wajhi Allahi inna Allaha wasi'un alim. And to God belongs East and West. Wherever you turn, there is the face of God. So wherever you pray, whatever direction you face, there is the face of God. Inna Allaha wasi'un alim. For God is all embracing and all knowing. Let's go to Surah 2. That's Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 142. And it reads, Sayukulu asufaha'u minan nas ma walahum an qablatuhum allati kanu alayha kul lillahi rabb mashriqi wal maghribi yahdi man yasha'a ila siratal mustaqim. And the fools say, what turned them away from the Qibla which they were used to? And God says, tell them, the East, to God belongs the East and West. Yahdi man yasha'a ila siratal mustaqim. He, God, guides whomever he wishes to the straight path. That was when God asked the prophet to let people face the Kaaba, rather, to pray. And the fools, as the Quran says, were asking, why are they turning their face from the Kaaba? Why should they now turn the faces to the Kaaba to pray? And God says, East and West belong to him, and he guides whomever he wishes. Then, and that is Surah 2, verse 142. Then we go to the next one. Rabbil Mashriqi wal Maghribi la ilaha illa huwa fa ittahuzu wakilan. Lord of East and West, there is no God except him. So take him as a disposer of affairs. Take God as a disposer of affairs. And that is Surah 73, verse 9. 73 is Muzamil, or folded in garment. And the verse is 9. Then we go to the next one. Fala uqsum bi rabbil mashriq wal maghribi inna lakadrin ala an tubdila khayran minhum wa ma nahnu bimusbukina. And that is Surah 70. That's Ma'arij, or the ways up, the ways of ascent. And the verses are 40 and 41. So I repeat, Fala uqsum bi rabbil mashriq wal maghrib you not call to witness the Lord of East and West? Inna la kadrin ala an tubdila khayran minhum wa ma nahnu bimisbukina. We are certainly able to substitute one for the better, and we shall never be defeated. That's God speaking. The next verse I would like us to look at is verse 7. Surah al-7, verse 137. Let me try to read this. And that is 7 is al-i'raf, or the heights, and it reads, وَأَوْرَثْنَا الْقَوْمَ الَّذِينَ كَانُوا يَسْتَضْعَفُونَ مَشَارِقَ الْأَرْضِ وَمَغَارِبِهَا وَتَمَّتْ كَلْمَةُ رَبِّكَ حُسْنًا عَلَى بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ بِمَا صَبَرُوا وَدَمَّرْنَا مَا كَانُوا يَصْنَعُونَ فِرْعَوْنَ وَقَوْمُهُ وَمَا كَانُوا يَرْشُونَ. The meaning, that's Surah 7, verse 137. Excuse me. The meaning, and we made a people considered weak, inheritors of lands in both east and west, lands wherein we sent down our blessings. The fair promise of thy Lord was fulfilled for the children of Israel because they had patience and constancy. This is another praise of the children of Israel. And we leveled to the ground the great works of the buildings which Pharaoh and his people erected. So, during the time of Pharaoh, all power belonged to him. There was no power in the West. The Westerners were by then considered to be weak, and he made them to inherit that land, which he blessed for them. So East and West were actually blessed by God. I mentioned this because the Quran tells us that it has not left anything behind. It has finished creation, and so including the subject of East and West. Let's go to Surah 20, verse 114. That the Prophet of Islam, it took him about 23 years to complete the Quran. The time was long and people were impatient. And what did God say? God said, فَلَا تَجَلْ فَتَعَلَّى اللَّهُ الْمُلْكُ الْحَقِّ وَلَا تَجَلْ بِالْقُرْآنِ من قبل أن يُبْدِيَ إِلَيْكَ وَحْيُهُ وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. It says, high above all is Lord, the King and the truth. Be not in haste with the Quran before its revelation to thee is complete, but say, O Lord, increase me in knowledge. So the Quran is a book of knowledge, and we shouldn't hurry over it. Even if it took 100 years to complete, we shouldn't hurry over it. Then, when it was almost finished, what did he say? Let's go to Surah 7, Surah 5, verse 3. Surah 5, verse 3, the ending. It says, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa raditu lakum islam dinan. Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa raditu lakum islam dinan. Meaning, this day, this day, this day have we perfected your religion for you, completed my favor upon you, and have chosen for you Islam as your religion. So when he completed the Quran finally, he then told us he has now completed the Quran. So probably this was done before the mention of Maghrib and Mashriq, or two Maghribs and two Mashriq, two East and two West. 73. Let's go to 73:9. Sorry, I have not organized myself well. So 73:9, what does he say? It says, Rebel Mashriki wal Maghribi, La ilaha illa huwa, fa'itahuzuhu wakilan. Oh, I've read it already. So these are the mentions of Maghrib and Mashriq in the Quran. That's East and West. So actually, we have two East and two Wests. And wherever you face to pray, God, the face of God is there. You can see our Christian brothers face anywhere to pray. God says his face is everywhere. But due to the way of prayer of Muslims, we can't just pray in haphazard directions. We follow one imam and we face a direction. And one direction must be fixed. And God has commanded the Prophet of Islam to let everybody face the Kaaba. So wherever you are not facing east because it is east. You are facing east because that east is the direction of Kaaba. If you're in a different place and you face west, you are not facing west because it is west. It's because that west is the direction of Kaaba. If you face south at your location or north, it is not because of its being south or its being north. It is because it is the direction of the Kaaba. So my cherished viewers, I thank you. I leave you here. And sorry for the delay in my finding my verses. It's one of those things. Till we meet again. Thank you very much.